Hi, I'm Aaron Garcia. Welcome to episode 10 of Conversations with Aaron, show where I interview local artists, garner a few recommendations from them, and highlight their works. Today's guest will be Puppie. I love it. Hey, what's up, dude?
Hi.
Doing okay? Perfect. Audience at home is going to see that. Oh, what the? All the dogs and all.
Literally.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Puppie, for coming. This is amazing. It's amazing to meet you and whatnot. And want to ask you the first thing I try to ask all of my guests. I've kind of been slacking in past episodes. How are you? You doing okay?
I'm doing awesome.
Yeah?
Amazing.
All right. Awesome, dude. All right. Well, Puppie, you're here today, to talk about modeling. I know you do a lot of other things too. It's pretty great. So, do you want to just talk about modeling, see how that is or whatever? How does it pertain to you? Like, are you a model, like, straight up? Is it just something you do on the side, or can you talk a little bit about that?
Well, I didn't ever think I would be modeling, and I still don't necessarily see myself as a full-on model, but obviously I have an internet personality. I like taking photos. I like having kind of a character online of a super exaggerated, extra crazy version of me.
Yeah.
And so it kind of just led into me modeling. I have a lot of friends that are really into fashion. I have friends that make clothes, and it just kind of happened naturally, organically. So it's kind of something I've started doing recently. I've had a lot of fun. Obviously, there's always more to learn, but being in front of a camera is fun for me. I like it.
Okay, groovy. And so you said it's somewhat recent. How recent? Like in the
within
past
the
year?
past year, yeah.
Okay, groovy. And within the past year, what is has it been the same sort of thing? Has it developed at all? Could you tell us about what you've been modeling? Is it just Instagram selfie, or your friends stuff, people you don't know, or?
Well, when I was playing music, I used to do shoots with my band all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would model with that. They would take band photos, they would do all that kind of junk. But more recently, it's been my friends making clothes. We're a part of, my boyfriend, he does.
Shout out.
Yeah. Colt Matheson.
Hey.
He is friends with the guys from Human Dior. They make vintage, or they sell vintage. They don't make it, but they sell vintage, and they make custom jewelry and stuff like that. So it started out with that. I did a video for them for their chains that they were releasing, a friends and family chain. Mm-hmm. And I was super nervous. I didn't really want to do it, but I got pushed to do it. So I did it, and I had a lot of fun. And then that just kind of opened the doors for other stuff.
Yeah, okay, nice. And you mentioned kind of being hesitant for that.
Yeah.
Was modeling something you had to work your way up to, as far as having the confidence and courage, or were you just always I'm down, someone has a camera, or was it?
I've never wanted to be in front of a camera. I have the worst stage fright. I hate seeing pictures of myself sometimes. I think everybody can relate.
Yeah. Welcome to being on the show.
Literally, you just I feel I look like a freak on the camera. No. When they take photos, sometimes I'm damn, why do I look so weird? But it's all about learning how to be in front of a camera and positioning yourself and learning your angles, and it has helped with my confidence. I didn't always used to be a confident person. I'm still not fully a confident person. There's always more to work on, and even now, when I get I was getting some photos in recently for a photo shoot, and I was oh, some of those I look like a toad. Why do I look like a toad? But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of, you're always self-conscious. You just kind of have to push yourself to do a little bit more and get out of your comfort zone. Otherwise, you're just never gonna get there. Yeah,
no, I definitely agree with that. Shoot, this.
Yeah.
I look back at the first episode how I was compared to now. It's nothing's changed. He's still awkward. But was it just a matter of having experience with you finding out what the right angles were, sort of developing your craft? Did people help you?
I got help. I got a lot of help. Yeah. Nice. I mean, modeling, it takes a good model, but more than anything, it takes a good photographer and them to direct you. It's your job to be the model and know your body and know your angles and stuff, but also you need some direction from the photographer.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of put your faith in them, which helps to put your faith in somebody else.
Nice. And could you tell me about the photographers? Nothing too what's their social security? But I assume it probably started off close circle, maybe your friends, and has it gone beyond that? Have you worked with like people you don't know or whatever just like reaching out to you, or is it?
I mean, I haven't worked with. I mean, you're the biggest stranger I've met and done something with. But you know, I like if I'm shooting with them, I probably know them. I mostly shoot with my boyfriend, so you know, it's pretty comfortable at that point. And he's pretty good, just in general, like the way that he shoots with other models, not just me. Like he can, you know, tell them what he needs. He has the vision, you know. So.
Okay, nice. And like so. Is it all in the photographer's hand? Like, do you have any say to like, hey, like let's do this or whatever?
Oh, you can totally put in some creative input.
Okay, nice.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you have to have kind of like a little bit of like a zest to you to like, you know, take photos. Obviously, that's why they want you there.
Okay,
you know?
groovy. Damn, that kind of sounds intimidating. I could never do that or whatever. I would just get stomped on by the models I work with. I would just like bow down to them.
That is so silly.
Yeah, but okay, cool. And as far as like, have you always been a model? Like, are you into photography too? Like, are you like, has it ever been like a flip thing? Like, I just assume you seem like very creative and whatnot. Like,
yeah, I mean, I took a photography class in high school, but it's just not my thing. I like being like more in front of the camera, and I like, you know, doing my hair and like putting on the little outfits and like all that stuff is like my thing. So
okay, groovy. And well, kind of talking about that, like, do you have, you know, because you do that, do you like follow like a routine, like maintenance, like taking care of yourself to like, you know, like I'm a model, therefore I have to like, you know, do the shoot pattern. Like, do you follow any sort of thing like that, or are you just chilling with it?
Oh my gosh, I am like the fakest bitch I know. Like straight up. Like when I take this all off, I look like a mole rat. Like because I shave off my eyebrows first of all. They gotta go. They've got to go. Eyebrows gone. Hair doesn't exist. These are extensions, so
I think this is real hair, bro. Like you're preaching to the choir now. Come on.
The shaved off eyebrows are really like the thing that got me into like beauty and like all that junk, because when you shave them off, you can do whatever you want with your face, because eyebrows like frame your whole face. So when I shaved them off, I was able to just draw them on however I wanted and like look however I wanted. Man. And that was like my favorite part about it. So I shave off my eyebrows, and obviously I wear the fake lashes. I double stack them. Fake tan, you know. I do this thing, I call it fake tan roulette.
Ooh, explain.
So I buy my fake tan. I don't like going to the tanning place because like it stresses me out. It's like going to a car wash or something where they're like, stop, put it in neutral, and that's already too much. And like I feel like that's how it is at a tanning salon, you know, like put your arms out, turn. So I get the fake tan and I put it on. It takes 4 hours to develop, okay?
Really?
That's a long ass time, especially if you put it on at like 7 o'clock. I'm asleep by 9. So I just put it on and I go to sleep, and however I wake up is how it's gonna look. Like,
oh my God.
And it hasn't really done anything too crazy. There have been times I've woken up a little too orange, but like nothing that a little exfoliation can't fix.
Okay, nice.
And then I do the nails. I'll talk about that on my
Lovely
recommendations.
nails, by the way.
Thank you. I do them myself.
Really?
I'll tell you how later.
Man, stick around, y'all.
Yeah, literally. So I do the nails. You know, I have a chronic shopping addiction, so I just buy clothes all the time. So
okay, nice.
Yeah.
And are you able to how you say, like, explain your style like into words? Is it just sort of your own thing? I know like that's sort of hard, like as like the artist sometimes to be like, well, I'm just doing me. It's hard to like break it down to words, but are you able to at all?
I would, if I had to explain my style, I would call it trash can chic.
Trash can chic.
Yeah, it's all thrifted clothes. I love thrifted clothes, but it also like depends on my mood. Like sometimes I'm definitely like a little more brighter than this, you know?
Okay.
But I tend to lean towards like more like goth fashion and like punk and like stuff like that. It's just how I feel the most comfortable. I like wearing like baggy clothes. Sometimes tight clothes are just, especially in the summer heat, like, oh my God, I'm sweating my butt off.
Bro, I was like 113 yesterday. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, I feel like when I was younger, I liked to wear more like, you know, like form-fitting, like revealing clothes. Maybe because like, I just, you know, when you're first growing up and your parents wouldn't let you wear like a little skank outfit or whatever going out. And when you like grew up and you're like, okay, girl, I'm wearing what I want. And so it's like a statement, and also like, you know, you kind of think like when you're younger, the only way to like look good is like if you're showing more skin. And like that's how I felt comfortable, so I liked it. But now, you know, I think your style changes over time.
Yeah.
And now I feel like when I wear like the things that I used to wear like even like a year ago, I feel so weird and uncomfortable in them. I'm like, why did I wear this? This is so weird on me right now.
Nice. So how did it become like that? You know, from like form fitting and whatnot to that gradual, like, you know, baggy clothes and whatnot, and like, what did you say, trash can chic? Like, how did that happen?
I've always called it trash can chic. Even when it was like different, I just feel like that's like the word. But I don't know, you know, I just feel more comfortable in it.
Yeah.
I value comfort now more than like anything else. And then you can be comfortable and fashionable. So.
I feel like Billie Eilish probably ripped you off, bro. Like,
me?
She probably saw that. She's like, I'm gonna do the baggy stuff.
Oh my God. People are always, I used to work at a bookstore and there was like this one dude that worked there. He was like an older fellow.
Mm-hmm.
And
He's
was
watching
like,
this right now.
Literally. And he was always like, oh, like you look just like Billie Eilish. You look just like Billie Eilish. I'm like, that girl is like 15. I'm like fully 20 years old. You're freaking me out.
Great,
like, I don't know. That's like one of those things that I'm like, oh my God. People always say it, especially when I used to have green hair, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh no.
Yeah, that was the whole
she
thing.
really did copy you, bro. I like that you mentioned, you know, the idea of, you know, like revealing more skin is like a good thing or whatever. Like sometimes like societal standards or whatever can dictate like how we present ourselves. And that's very interesting or whatever. Like me, I mean, I don't have a stuff. This is all baggy. Well, I've lost a lot of weight, so like nothing fits me anymore. Like these pants are crazy big, but yeah, so just like as far as your style, was that ever something like where you're like, oh, you know, I'm not fitting the standards, like, oh, or were you just like, I don't give a like I'm just doing my thing? Like, was there?
It was clothes that I genuinely liked, and you know, I'm not saying like, you know, you have to wear baggy clothes to look good, or you have to like wear whatever. You can wear whatever you want, but yeah, just wear what you feel good in, wear what you like. But you know, as I've gotten older, I just have changed. When I was younger, I think it was more of like a statement. I was like, I am on the move to like look like this and look like that and like have like my boobie and my butt out, like and strut on the street. But that's just not my thing anymore, so I stopped doing it.
Nice. And so as far as modeling, is this something that you want to kind of keep sort of closing it, or do you really want to like sort of branch out and like?
I would love to branch out. I mean, it would be super fun. You know, I like to branch out in all sorts of things. So
nice. Do you know how to do that? Like, because again, this may come as a shock to the audience or whatever, but I am not a model, contrary to like what my face may
really,
suggest.
you're so beautiful.
Well, thank you so much, bro. But yeah, like, so I'm ignorant towards all this stuff. Like, so if you want to get big, like, do you sort of have an idea of how that is, or are you just going with the flow or whatever?
I'm just going with the flow. It's kind of just how I live my life. I just am going with the flow. Whatever comes to me, I just do. And I like modeling. I think like the way that you do more modeling is to keep modeling. Yeah. And so more people will see you doing stuff and they'll want to have you in their shoots.
Awesome.
You know?
Are there any like big projects you're working on currently, or anything sort of like coming up for you or whatever? Any like shoots that you have that you'd want to like?
I just finished a really awesome shoot.
Ooh, could you tell us a little bit about?
Shop Legs by Amber Lee Patterson. She rocks. She makes her own tights. She's coming out with a swimwear line right now. So that's actually what I was modeling for, and they are so cute. I'm so obsessed with it. She has all of her own stuff. She's a genius. She's the like most creative and just like impressive person I know. She's so driven.
Oh my.
Yeah, so I just have been so happy to like do her shoots. So I'll be showing like both shoots that I've done with her.
Nice. Man, I'm glad you said that. People were about to tune out of the episode. They're like, wait, we're gonna see this, and they get like scared. Well, great, dude. And so obviously in addition to modeling, you know, you kind of mentioned music and whatnot. So what are some other things that like you've played around with, like not necessarily saying that, you know, you don't have to say like, I'm a professional in this, but like what are some other areas of like arts that you've sort of put your foot in?
I have played music. I used to teach, and
cool.
I used to teach songwriting and guitar to like 8 and under, because I was never that good at guitar. I like learned guitar to accompany my own vocals, so songwriting and like singing is like my thing. But I love guitar too. I just, you know, I haven't done it in a while, so I don't like to say that I'm a musician.
Yeah.
You know, when I moved out, things got really hectic, and actually the music teacher that taught me and like was my mentor, he was actually arrested, so for a sexual assault of a child. So I just like, it's been really off-putting since then, but I do like to sing and play for myself only. You should like, if you're trying to pick something back up, you should always start with just like trying to make yourself happy and not like publicizing it and being like, well, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna make money off of it and I'm gonna like, you know, make this my career path. Because the root of everything that you can be successful in is like, you know, making it something that satisfies you.
Yeah, I've learned that the hard way, dude. Like when I started this show, like I was telling everybody, like I'm gonna do this or whatever. We just made one, which is like known as the pilot episode. Didn't do it again because all this stuff. I'm like, you know, I should really learn how to like just shut up and just do like instead of like talking about. But what kind of music did you make? Was it just like an acoustic guitar? Did you get into, like,
it was just, I really like just doing like acoustic, like Mazzy Star type, like slow jams. Yeah, literally. That was one of the first songs I learned. Free Money by Patti Smith was the first song I ever learned, and Fade Into You. Those are my two top songs that I love to play.
Groovy. So you mentioned having like a band, right?
Yeah,
like,
I did have
insane.
a band. When I was a kid, I had a band, you know, nothing worth like screaming on the rooftops about, but yeah, it was fun. Band stuff was just never my style. I love working with other people and I think it was a really good learning like experience, but I just never felt like, you know, I just didn't have fun in a band. It wasn't the type of music I wanted to play. Yeah,
I got you. That's something kind of how I currently am too. I guess I have a band, but I'm starting to realize that I'm too into like my own vision. So it's more like I think I would just be like a solo artist and get people to like just sort of add on to what I already have.
Oh yeah.
And which when I say it a lot, I'm like, man, Aaron's an he can't collaborate or whatever.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, you know, I know you kind of mentioned, you know, this is something you did way back then. Maybe you're kind of dabbling in it now. Can we expect you to maybe try to?
Oh yeah, you can expect that. Ooh, I also make bags.
Bags?
I make tote bags. I make purses.
Oh, tote bags. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I do make purses. That's something I've just started picking up. I got a sewing machine for my birthday.
Ooh.
And so what I originally wanted to make were pillows. I wanted to make like weird, like, you know, like vintage, like 60, like crushed velvet lampshades with like bedazzled, like junk on the bottom. I wanted to make like pillows that kind of looked like that, you know, like Victorian type crazy pillows
that's awesome.
with like a bunch of weird on them, like eyeballs and junk, but don't take my idea because I still might do it.
Right.
But
Awesome.
I wanted to do that, but then I just realized, you know, I love purses. Purses are my thing. So I was like, a tote bag is just a open pillowcase with a strap.
Oh, yes. I'm like, yes, I know all this terminology.
It's just a little bag. So I was like, I can do that. And so I started making them. Some of them are ugly. Some of them are cool.
Now, that's good. So how, like, obviously it's like kind of fresh and new,
Yeah.
but like that's pretty amazing. Like,
Everyone
are you
should
confident in
learn
your
to sew.
skills now? Like, are you getting there? Oh,
I'm getting there. I'm definitely getting there. It takes time, you know, like sewing is just trial and error.
Yeah. Did you teach yourself sewing or did you learn as like a kid or?
I taught myself for now. I mean, like YouTube is a great resource.
I'm paying all this tuition money. A lot of my classes, we just watch YouTube videos. I'm like, bro, like what the fuck?
I could do this at home, babe.
Yeah.
Literally.
Well, that's cool. So you mentioned having a sewing machine. Like, is that pretty much how you learned or did you?
Yeah, I just like grabbed the sewing
That's
machine
sewing, right?
and started doing it. I was like, well, I Googled like one, I just like went on YouTube and I Googled like a tote bag, like DIY, like whatever, sewing girl, like YouTube video. And they taught me how to do it and I just like did it. The first couple were like pretty like bad, like really ugly,
Hey, we all start somewhere.
But now that's starting to get really cool. I like to go to the thrift store and like buy thrifted fabric, like old sheets and like that, and then just like repurpose them.
Okay, nice. Well, I love like just hearing about all this, you know, your modeling, your music, you know, creating bags and whatnot, because it's awesome. Like you're like your own brand almost, you know,
stop.
like no. I thought that was an insult. I was telling you, I was expecting you to go like, what?
I'm my brand, my brand only.
Because low key, like that's kind of what I'm trying to do. Because you know, I know we just met, so you don't really like know me, but I'm a filmmaker, musician. In addition to this, so what I wanted to do with this show was create a platform where people could know me. So it's me. So like, if they see a movie, they don't see it because like what the movie is. They see it because it's me. Like I'm a brand almost. So. Yeah, just, you know, just to show off a little or whatever, but yeah, so it's just cool.
Aaron's brand.
Right, it's cool to like just hear you like talk about all this or whatever. That's great because like it's all you know, it's like all authentically you, like the bags or whatever. Like they don't see just the bag and it's like, oh no, it's Puppie's bag, and that's really great, dude. So yeah,
doggy bag.
Yeah,
that's what I like to call them.
What was
doggy bags.
Doggy bags. Oh
yeah.
So it's like pick up. But by the way, can I ask you about the name Puppie, like how you came up with that?
If
you're comfortable with it.
I'm comfortable with it. I'm comfortable with anything, girl. I feel like it just like came to me. I mean, one day I was just trying to change my Instagram name, and I was like, what do I like? And I didn't want to be a kitty girl because like cat girls are super annoying.
Yeah.
But doggy girls, little puppy girls, those weren't a thing yet at that time. And so
yeah, this was back in 1972. Yes,
back in the 50s when I made my Instagram. I don't know. I just like said puppy, and then I was looking for like other little names, and I was like puppy brat because I was a brat when I was a teenager, and so it just like stuck, and then people just started calling me it, and so I just haven't changed it ever.
Okay, I dig it, dude, and. Yeah, they're like, wait, that's not your actual name, Puppy. But,
yeah, literally.
Well, I love that, dude. And yeah, talking about like your sort of online presence, mentioned like, come with Instagram. Like, how was that? Because is it safe to say that you sort of have a sizable like online presence? Is that
it's not sizable, but I do have a loyal following, I would say.
Cool.
And I just kind of have like a personality on there. I don't like to use my real name on there because I feel like it doesn't always like, my Instagram doesn't always reflect me like as a person. I'm like way more chilled out than like my Instagram might make me seem. And like on my Instagram, it's really like crazy, like insane. Like you can see me like partying and being like wild and look like I'm like doing the craziest junk in the world. But I don't really, I mostly am at home, just like doing my thing, like playing with my cats. Nice. So that's why I like to, when I'm like being like crazy insane and like talking out of my butt, I like to be like Puppy. But when I'm like just like hanging out, I like to just be my real name.
Okay, I dig that. And how did you grow that loyal following or whatever? Was it over time or was it?
I don't know, man. Like
end of show. Boop.
Yeah, I literally don't
Ends
know.
on a question mark.
Like it's just like they just all just came. I don't know. They just all came.
Okay.
I woke up one day and I had like 100 new followers, and it just like kept on going since then.
You're like, man, let me shut my eyes again. You open another 100. Let me keep doing
Literally,
this.
like straight up. That's how it was. I just woke up and they were all there, and like they were all like, I had a ton of message requests, and ever since then, it's just like, kind of just been the same people, same folks.
Okay. And I was one of them. I was like, hey, who's this? Let me follow them.
Yeah.
But well, that's really great, and having like, that's always something I think about. Kind of being. A celebrity or just like a personality or whatever. Yeah, the idea that like it's a character and whatnot, and that is pretty cool. Like, is that something that's like an easy switch for you, or is it like with how am I trying to say this? Like when you're
like going from Puppy to
like it is.
Well, Puppy
I'll bleep
is.
that out, by the way.
Oh, I said my name. Bleep it. When I'm going from like, I mean, because Puppy is like me.
Yeah,
like,
it's just like cranked up to 11.
It's just like if I had like zero filter and didn't give a about like anything ever. Yeah. Like that would be like Puppy. But I love her. She's like my little baby, my little like sweetie, and like I feel like I can be like kooky crazy when I'm like on Instagram. I can like show like me holding up a pitcher of beer and like looking crazy as hell, but like she wouldn't like do anything like that. Like she has a full-time job, like
Okay, cool. And did that emerge from something like, I want to just like kind of be a little more wild, let me create this character? Or was it just because, again, like having an online
I used
presence?
to act like that, and so it used to be like just me. Like I would just like do that stuff. But as you grow up, like I was saying, like you just kind of like are more chilled out. So
yeah.
I mean, I just have like kept it going because like there's always that part of me that's like crazy. So.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that, dude. I love that or whatever.
I mean, we're young.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
We're young. We're allowed to be crazy and like be kooky. The scary part is all the things that you did when you were younger haunting you when you're like 40 and trying to like work in an office.
Or the things that you didn't do.
Oh, yeah, true.
There's
true.
a middle ground.
I don't have to worry about that, girl. Don't.
I'm starting to realize now that I'm getting older too. I'm turning 27 day after Christmas. That's my birthday. I think 20s are about making mistakes and just like kind of up and just like seeing what you're good at and what you're bad at.
Yeah.
So I think once you hit 30, I mean, it's not like 30, you're going to know everything, but I think that's what 20s are, man. I think early 20s are a very challenging time for a lot of people because it's like you're not a teenager, you're supposed to be an adult, but like how do you adult because you're so fresh or whatever. So I agree with that, dude. Yeah, we're young.
We're young.
We're sexy.
And I think the most important thing is like
My
showing
ugly ass.
you at like being the like not the worst version of yourself, but like the craziest version. Like you should just like, I don't like to keep secrets about myself. I will tell anybody any mistake I've ever done because you know that I'm not the first. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I love that.
So like that's just how I feel with my Instagram. It's like I'll show my ass on my Instagram. Like I don't care. Like not actually show my ass, just like, be silly.
Yeah,
like
you'll be yourself.
Yeah,
You'll
totally.
expose
And it's
yourself.
like, well, like it's fun. Like everybody like. I feel like everybody kind of has the same like internal monologue, and like they just think it's silly. I think that's why people follow me is because they just think it's fun.
No, I dig that. And we had musician Lady Winters on last episode, and she was talking about when she writes lyrics, she wants to like be completely transparent with her audience or whatever. So it's completely her because it's like like people need to do that because. We need to see that like, oh, like I'm not alone in like feeling the way I do or like wanting to do certain things like other people do too. And it just takes like those trailblazers to go out of their way to get out of their comfort zone to do that. So
totally.
Much respect to you, dude.
Oh.
That's great. That's something, I try to do. Not really with TV show, but
You said, thank you for drinking too much tequila.
Bam, Exotico Blanco. But all right, well, cool, dude. So so we can expect more modeling from you. That's cool. Some more music. I can't wait for it. Possibly. It's like don't quote me.
We'll
on
link
that.
up, girl.
Oh yeah.
Just you and I.
I'm digging. You got those drums right there. I'll take the hi-hat. You can be on the snare. We'll have one drumstick each. But yeah, so it's that, and just your personality. It's so exciting just to know you or whatever. It feels like I'm in the presence of greatness. I need to sit up straight.
Stop! Oh my God.
Yeah, and I really appreciate you coming on, and I think that's gonna wrap up at least the interview.
Okay.
You ready to recommend some stuff to the audience now?
I can recommend some things.
Ooh, alrighty, bam. Let's get out our little pieces of paper. I got this one, the blank one. My heart skipped a beat. I was like, where the fuck?
You're like, oh no. Okay, so do I just spit it out, girl?
Yeah, so the way it works is pretty simple. It'll go 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, beginning camera, or like, me and you, so forth.
Okay.
And you ready?
Yeah, I go first?
Oh, I'll go first.
Okay, go first then.
I was so rude
Okay,
about
Mr. Interviewer.
that. Yeah. I didn't realize how rude I sounded the last episode. I'm like, oh no, I go first.
Me
And I was
first.
like, me. But alrighty. Hello, audience of Conversations with Aaron. Puppie and I are now going to recommend 6 things to y'all. As I look at my paper, I only have 4 things right now, but don't worry, I'll think of 2 more. These are a little different. Usually they're just off like films and music, but I got a little
Kooky.
yeah, I got a little kooky today, man. I changed it up a little. It wasn't so boring.
A little fruity with it.
Yeah. Yeah. So the first thing I want to recommend is the Bret Easton Ellis podcast. Bret Easton Ellis is an author, most famous for like Lesson Zero, American Psycho, and whatnot. And he's also a huge film buff, and I just really love this podcast. Like I started listening to it about, I guess, 10 or 11 years ago. Oh my God, 2013 was like almost 10 years ago. That's ridiculous. Wow. But I started listening to it then. I've followed him since. I don't even know how I got into it because I was more aware of the movies than his actual books or whatever. But I'm glad I came across it because he's just such an amazing interviewer. He's so knowledgeable about like literature and film, which is I'm not a book person. Put that out there or whatever. But just hearing him interview authors and whatnot. And fun fact, his podcast was actually a semi-inspiration for this show because the way he was able to make it so casual and just conversational with his guests, ranging from like authors or filmmakers. Quentin Tarantino comes like he's on 2 different episodes or whatever. So if you want to start a certain way, maybe start with that episode. It's pretty good. But yeah, an absolutely phenomenal podcast. I know maybe some people are gonna have issues with some of his opinions or takes, but I just like his don't give a attitude, and he just goes for it. He just speaks his mind, and that's really shaped not just the show, but just me as sort of an individual. I'm like, yeah, why should someone have like a guilty pleasure? No, you shouldn't feel guilty about what you like or whatever. Just do your thing. And so, yeah, shout out to the Bret Easton Ellis podcast. That is my first recommendation, and I hope you check it out someday. Whoop. What is your first recommendation?
Number 1.
Nice.
Untouched by the Veronicas. It's a song. These two chicas, they're like from, I guess it's like a duo from the early 2000s and like back in like Scene Girls, you know, all that junk. And they just like, they create the craziest music like in the world. So listen to Untouched by the Veronicas. You're gonna be feeling so good. Your brain is gonna be scratched.
Nice.
It's gonna be awesome. You're gonna have a great time and listen to it on a loop for 3 days straight, like me.
Someone's gonna come across a dead body, just like, oh my god, another victim just listening 3 days straight. All right, well, thank you for that, man. I'm glad we're getting more respect for like, I think mainstream media is sort of like in late 90s, like 2000, 2001, because I was like 5 or 6 around that time, so it's cool to like see all that stuff make a comeback. I love it. Like, think a Backstreet Boys song was sort of, it went viral, like I want it that way or something. But anywho, just a huge nostalgia trip. So thank you so much for that. It's a great recommendation. The second recommendation I want to recommend to you all is if you're like me and if you feel tense or whatever, if your back is giving you problems sometimes and you don't necessarily have the money to like go out to a chiropractor or to a massage therapist, do my second recommendation. Watch YouTube videos of people getting deep tissue massages or having their backs adjusted or whatever. It makes me very comfortable. It feels like I'm getting my back shredded when it's happening. Like, it's so like, and if I'm having trouble sleeping, I'll just be like, oh, I can't sleep. YouTube, boop, boop, and I'll watch it. 5 minutes in, I'll pass out. It's just so relaxing and gradual. And I've been into this practice for about 10 years now. And what's that thing? ASMR, audio sensor, whatever. I think that's sort of become, like, a lot of people are familiar with it. I know, like, there are different things. It's like, videos where people like whisper or they have like a paper like shh, and I guess it's supposed to make you feel relaxed or whatever. I don't know. So I was always aware of that stuff, but I just got it because I was looking at people getting massaged or whatever, which sounds very creepy now that I'm saying that out loud. Like,
oh my gosh!
I think that's a pretty good point to end that recommendation. But check out massage videos on YouTube, preferably, or if I had to pinpoint deep tissue specifically or whatever. It'll get you feeling all sorts of relaxed, dude. And what's your second recommendation?
Number 2.
Nice.
Amazon nails. Okay.
Ooh.
So circling back.
Oh, nice.
To when we were talking about my nails. So I've been. Amazon nails. I buy these like plastic tips on Amazon. I know we hate Amazon or whatever, but we're getting them. Okay, we have to. So
I just like Prime, don't joke.
Literally, I have it, so I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna use it. And so I buy these plastic tips, and I just like use some nail glue, and I glue them on, and I paint them, and then you can bite them off in your car when you're done doing whatever you're doing.
Nice.
And you don't have to sleep with them because it drives me crazy when I've gotten acrylics, and so that's like more hardcore. They're on your hand.
Is acrylics the one that's like sticky or like
it's like yeah, dude, it's like hardcore. It's like cement, like hard, and like they don't come off. And like a year ago, for my birthday, I was getting nails, and they have to file your nails down, and they like filed me down to like my nerve endings on my fingers, and it screwed up my nails.
Is that a painful process, by the way?
It was painful for me, and like when you have your hands in the little tube or whatever that they're like doing them, they have like the guard up, for COVID.
Yeah.
It like gives me a panic attack because they're like, you can't move your hands, and like they have them and
hands are just gonna get chopped.
I have like sweaty hand problems, and I was just like, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. So I just like buy them on Amazon and I paint them. They're like $13 and it's so affordable and they're so cute.
Nice. And how is that like just like having them like
hard.
Did it take some? It is hard.
Yeah, okay, I can't do jack. That's why I like to bite them off in my car. So I only like put them on for like what I need to do, like this. I have nails, but when I get in my car and leave, I'm ripping them all off and spitting them out my window.
Nice. They come in like different flavors too, or whatever. So when you buy them,
this is cherry.
Well, that's really good. Yeah, I always see like people with nails, and sometimes I see them like decorate them like so intricately, and it's
sometimes
great, like,
I can decorate them. You can like also get the little nail charms on Amazon, and you can like deck them out with like all sorts of weird, like chrome hearts, crosses. Those are really cute.
Nice.
Okay.
We're gonna have that one audience member like knowing everything you're saying, like yes,
you're like
facts or whatever. I dig that. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for that. And again, shout out to your nose. They're very lovely. And
thanks.
Yeah. That you spit that out. You're like, oh. I need more insults on this show. Thank you, Puppie. Now, the third recommendation I want to recommend to you all is a film. One that I referenced in past episodes, but now I actually officially just want to recommend the movie to you. It's Phantom of the Paradise, directed by Brian De Palma from 1974, something like that. But yeah, just a very fun movie. I really love it, and it's I don't know, just a really charming movie, or not charming, but it's about a person who sells her soul to the devil. Essentially, it's Faust. Essentially, if you're familiar with that story, but the music in it is exceptional, and it comes in a very early part of Brian De Palma's career before he got really known for like his Hitchcock sort of homages, but it was still when he was like sort of hungry and new to the business. So he goes all out with this film, like, with his direction. He has like split screens, he has 360s and all this like really just unique camera work that's so great, and the music by Paul Williams, who actually appears in the movie as Swan, who ends up kind of being the devil essentially. He's the villain of the piece. I said this last episode when I talked about it. He didn't have to go so hard on this soundtrack, but he did. Similar to Phil Collins with like the Tarzan soundtrack, like the music in this film is like amazing, and it sometimes gets compared to like Rocky Horror Picture Show because Rocky Horror came out around the same time. I like that one too, but I feel like that's more of an experience, whereas Phantom of the Paradise I think holds up a little better as just a movie. In other words, I think if you watch Rocky Horror Picture Show by yourself, it'll be like, oh, okay. But if you watch Phantom of the Paradise by yourself, you'll be like, oh, that's great. So it's sort of a balance. But if you're, if it's a crowd and you're watching Phantom of the Paradise, I don't know what I'm saying. I'm just trying to start. But yeah, check out Phantom of the Paradise. Pretty cool movie. And check out the Shout Factory Blu-ray. Great stuff. A great restoration of the film, in my humble opinion. And what is your third recommendation?
Number 3. Skirts for sneaky pissing.
Nice. I can't wait to edit this. It's skirts for sneaky pissing.
Skirts for sneaky pissing. So, okay, this is the gist, y'all.
All right. This is the piss, y'all.
This is the piss. I'll just take a piss right now. I'm just saying that when you go out and you're walking down the street, you're drinking, you're with your girls, okay, you're drunk. You already broke the seal. So you peed in the bathroom at the bar and you're on your way to the other bar, but oh no, you're about to piss your pants. Mm-hmm. Like all of a sudden it hits you. Like you can't hold it anymore. You're wearing a skirt though. Go find an alley, behind a car, a pole, wherever. It don't take long, okay? Nice. You just have to push your little panties to the side, pee on the ground, stand up, you're back with your girls, partying.
Easy.
And even if you are at the bar in the bathroom, you don't have to deal with your pants with your long nails that you just did. You can't unbutton your damn pants. So you have a skirt though. You can just pee.
I love these recommendations are like tying together. That's great. Nice. That should be like a really fun commercial or whatever. Like, guys at the piss or whatever. It's like, wait, it's okay. Try on this new skirt or whatever.
I learned that one from my grandma.
Hey, shout out to
Honey. She knows what's up.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you so much for that, dude. I'm learning some new things or whatever. I need to go out more. Like I tried this sort of bar thing or whatever, but I don't know. I feel like I'm too square to like embrace it, or I'm too subconscious about it.
Yeah, I feel you.
I've been to like Oaklawn once sometimes or whatever. Did that, and
it can be overwhelming. You're like accepting a lot of other people's energy into your zone, you know?
Yeah.
Also, if you're drunk, you're way more likely to be possessed.
Oh.
So
bonus recommendation. Awesome. Thank you so much, Puppie. I enjoy these. And cool. The fourth recommendation I want to offer to y'all is a film by one of my favorite film directors. Although this is a movie that's probably not seen as one of his best, but I really love it. It's Cape Fear from 1991, I think, or 1993. Directed by Martin Scorsese, starring Robert De Niro, Nick Nolte, some other people. But yeah, just one of my favorite films. I remember it leaving a huge impression on me as a kid. Just Scorsese goes so over the top with his direction. Like, it was the first time I saw like what a split diopter was, which, for people who don't know, it's, a camera, it can focus on one thing, either in the background or foreground, never at the same time unless it's like a deep focus shot. What a split diopter does is it essentially lets you focus on the foreground and background, and you'll see like a little split in the middle, hence the name. But yeah, just he directed this movie. It's so fun and eerie, and the original, this is a remake. The original is probably a better film, but the the remake is definitely a lot more entertaining in my humble opinion, and that is why it is my fourth recommendation, Cape Fear for Martin Scorsese. Thank you. What is your fourth recommendation?
My fourth one. We're getting a little crazy on my fourth one,
Woo-wee.
y'all. Okay. I don't know if I can say this on the air.
Seatbelts here.
So number 4, for all my uterus havers,
Nice.
okay? Free bleeding. Okay?
I dig it.
Stop using tampons. Stop using pads. They're bad for you. Big tampon is a horrible industry. The more you use tampons, the worse your cramps are gonna be. I am a free bleeder, and I'm not ashamed to say it, okay? I'm saying I will air myself out right now. Just bleed.
I dig that, dude.
Bleed, girl. Just bleed. You're fine. You're not gonna bleed on anything. You're good.
No, I dig that, and yeah, because that's something that's...
And especially with like now, tampons are becoming impossible to find. Like,
Really?
yes, because
Any
of like
reason?
all of the stuff with Roe v. Wade. Like, people are buying out, like, and they're making like tampons like impossible to get. Like, it's
Yeah.
hard to find one. So you should just not use one.
Yeah, that is something that's like one of those things again with like, yeah, like people look down on like so bad. It's like, no, just like a natural thing that happens. Why
Straight
is
up.
this? Why is this
Don't be
so,
afraid of your own blood. You're good. And like tampons also make your cramps way worse because your body thinks that it's like a foreign object because it is. And so it will react and try to like get it out. And that's why you cramp so bad sometimes on your period. I still have cramps even though I don't use them. But you know, as I stopped using them, I stopped bleeding as much. I have a very light period and I'm all good.
Yeah.
So
I like that.
that's for
dude.
all you guys.
I like that. I really dig that, and I respect it or whatever. Yeah, we should move away from like the stigma around it. Like, oh, it's disgusting. I feel like super bad that movie. If you've
Oh
seen
yeah,
it.
I've seen Superbad.
Yeah, when like the period blood gets on Jonah Hill's leg, and it's true that's like the most disgusting thing ever. It's like, what the fuck? It's
Well,
like-
nobody wants that to happen to them, but
it's
still.
yeah.
Big tampon. That's all
Bam.
I'm saying.
Damn. All right, well, thank you so much, Puppy. I really appreciate
You're
that.
welcome.
And well, dude, we're down to our final 2 recommendations. I'm so excited. This happened so fast. And
Oh my gosh.
I did some on-the-spot magic or whatever, and I thought of my next one.
I'm at the edge of my seat.
Heck yeah, it's a song. it's The Adventure by Angels and Airwaves. Shout out to Tom DeLonge or whatever. Yeah, Angels and Airwaves have like a special place in my heart. Obviously formed after Blink-182 essentially broke up. Tom DeLonge, the guitarist in Blink-182, forms this. And The Adventure is such a, I guess I was like 12 when it came out, so I remember it was pretty big, but I don't know, I feel like more people should be aware of it. I feel like it should be on par with like all the small things by Blink-182. I feel like it should be, in this sort of cultural mindset a lot more than it is. It should be, when people hear it, it should be, like, oh yeah, like I remember listening to that as a kid, but I don't really think it is. So I'm hoping Netflix will make like a movie where it's played and then it goes viral or whatever. Or perhaps I'll make a movie and put it in and it would go viral. But have you heard the song?
Mm-mm.
Oh no! Oh yeah,
No.
It's pretty cool. If you hear the opening guitar riff, you'll probably recognize it. It was pretty, 2007 I think is when it came out.
It's like, run it back. Somebody put it on right now.
Exactly.
I'm listening. I'm
Sorry.
waiting.
YouTube like destroys my channel. Copyright. But yeah, dude, check out The Adventure by Angels and Airwaves. If you listen to the album version, just brace yourself. It's like 2 minutes of silence before the song actually comes in. But well worth it, dude. So yeah, Puppy, what is your next recommendation? Your 5th recommendation?
Number 5 is also a song. Okay.
Ooh.
Crank It Up by Ashley Tisdale.
Yeah.
The best song in the world. You know Ashley. We all know
Ashley Tisdale.
Ashley from High School Musical, girl.
Yeah.
Dude, this song rocks. She had like this bad girl era where she
Right.
released her Hot Mess album, and she was like just in, how every Disney star goes through it, like once
Oh,
they
yeah.
break their contract or whatever. Dude, she released Crank It Up and Hot Mess, but I'm suggesting Crank It Up because it will just get you going. Like if you're
Bro.
getting ready, you're going out, you're doing your thing, just listen to Crank It Up. On your way to work, crank it up. Crank it up.
Coming to be a guest on Conversations with Aaron, crank it up.
Crank it up. I was listening to it in the car.
When was that song made? Was
It had to have been like 2012, 2013.
Okay.
Early, or maybe even later, maybe 2015. I honestly don't know, but
Nice.
she had her little era. It was at the same time Miley Cyrus was doing her like "See You Again" type.
Yeah, shout out to Ashley Tisdale.
Shout out Ashley.
She was also in, because she was in High School Musical. Was she in Sweet Life of?
Yeah.
She was the
She was in Sweet Life of Zack and Cody.
Yeah.
She was her little goody two-shoes self.
Okay,
Yeah, she's a drama queen. I love her.
Nice. All right, dig that. Thank you so very much for that, dude. I love it. I'm always down for new music, and I don't know.
You're listening to my bimbo jams.
I don't know, because I was a huge Disney kid. I think Sweet Life of Zack and Cody is like kind of where I dipped off or whatever.
Sweet Life on Deck.
Oh, maybe it was that. Yeah, I forgot it was that.
That one sucked.
Oh, it did? Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I picked a good time to dip in. But yes, all that stuff, even though we, like, High School Musical or whatever, like, even though back then I was like, that's what, I'm into Dragon Ball Z, bro. That's so much better. No, it's not, but, I don't know. I look back at it with fond memories. I'm like, that was nice and innocent. Nothing wrong with that stuff.
No.
So thank you so very much for that. And let's see. The sixth and final thing I want to recommend to y'all today is, I'm just going to go ahead and do it. This is the 10th episode. It should be a little monumental. You should, like, find out something about me. It is my all-time favorite song, November Rain by Guns N' Roses. Yes, this is my all-time favorite song. And I hate that it was recently in, like, the latest Thor movie, but I don't think it was used properly at all. And I haven't even seen the movie, but I work in a movie theater, and so I was like, is that the November Rain guitar solo? And I was like, it is. And I was like, this is so misused. And I was like, no. Like, God, I want to make movies just so I can put all my songs in. Or I don't even care about the actual movies. I just want to like have a soundtrack. But yeah, November Rain, literally one of my all-time favorite. No, it is my all-time favorite song. And just, I don't know. I can recall being like 3 or 4 years old and hearing Axl sing the chorus. Nothing lasts forever. Like it. I don't know. It's when I think about this song, it's on par with like when I think of like a family member or friend. Like you see them differently. You don't just see them as a person. There's like that huge familiarity, and that's how it is with this song. It's so great, and I mean, it never gets old. And I think it's just like a masterpiece. The production on it, just everything about it, and the fact that I think they had it somewhere written like in 1986, but Axl Rose was just like, no, it's not done yet, and it's going to be something huge. And I think Slash compared it, or he was like, it's our Layla, by Eric Clapton. I'm like, yeah. Obviously, I think November Rain kicks Layla's ass, even though I love Layla. But yeah, just an amazing song. Just the way they construct it. It's like, how did they think to like put all this together? How did they do it or whatever? And yeah, November. Have you heard November Rain?
But I love Guns N' Roses.
Hey, awesome. I've been getting so much flack because again, the Thor movie. A lot of my coworkers are like, we hate Guns N' Roses.
Whatever.
And I'm like, how dare you?
They don't hate it. They just love to hate it.
Exactly. But yeah, so November Rain, that is my sixth and final recommendation, and it's also my all-time favorite song. Fun fact, and perhaps on the 20th episode, if we get it that far, we will. I'll tell y'all my all-time favorite movie. There's a little hint on my little plushies or whatever. So one of these things will tell you what my all-time favorite movie is. The only one that's like a movie. Well, I guess Rugrats too, but yeah, all right. Puppy, do you want to finish us off?
Big number 6, y'all. It's a movie. Twilight New Moon.
Hey!
Dude, that movie is so killer, okay? Team Jacob, first of all the way. All the way Team Jacob. F Edward, dude. He is such a loser.
You can say it.
F him. He sucks. He's a loser. Okay, so I've always liked Twilight, but New Moon, okay? When I moved into one of my apartments, it was like when I was super broke. I had just moved out. We didn't have any like Wi-Fi or anything. All I had in my room was like literally a TV and a CD player, or not a CD, a DVD player.
DVD player, yeah.
And like my bed. I only had one DVD. Twilight New Moon, y'all.
Oh man.
And so I can't sleep without like something going, and so I just had Twilight New Moon on repeat for like probably 2 weeks straight until I like could finally afford Wi-Fi. And I just had Twilight New Moon going on repeat, and so that movie is so freaking ingrained in my head. It is so good. I know every line, like, oh my god. And Jacob just looks so hot. He's so sexy. He's ripped. Oh my god. He is so gorgeous. Anyways,
yeah,
New Moon, y'all.
Were you a fan of the books or whatever?
Oh yeah, I'm a Twilight fan, and I'm not ashamed.
So New Moon is your favorite?
New Moon's my favorite for sure.
Yeah, I recently rewatched the first one. It sort of like got a re-release or something for a special screening, and I was like, this is pretty damn good. Like what it was fun. Like it was just,
like it's a little silly or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
Because it's like an old movie and like,
the
it's
effects
like,
and
yeah.
And obviously like some of the acting like Pattinson, I think Belle, like this, I'm talking about the first movie. I think she bleeds or something, and he's just like
straight up. They're like, oh,
like,
like in New Moon, Edward is like, she's like, all I want for my birthday is for you to give me a kiss, and he's like, I can't, because then I want to bite you, like straight up, and like so he kisses her, and he's like, and it's so funny. I was like laughing my head off. I rewatched it last night so I could like talk about it again today, and dude, oh my god, I was like laughing my head off. So funny.
I wonder if there's gonna be another franchise that's like that, because I guess Hunger Game was kind of the movies. I think it was mainly just when Mockingjay, the third one, came out. I don't think it was like a huge thing, but yeah, I remember when what was the final one called? Breaking Dawn.
Breaking Dawn. Yeah.
Everybody was hollering like
I
the
was
second
hollering
part
in the movie theater.
Like, what the?
I was like, ah, no! I was with my mom, and I was like, this can't be, dude.
And she just like.
Yeah, she was surprised too. She had to go to every Twilight movie with me, so she was with it.
See, I love how people watching this probably, we don't even have to say like what scene we're talking about, but they probably
know.
It was in the cultural zeitgeist. They know what we're talking about. But all right, well, thank you so much. Those are some amazing recommendations, dude. I really appreciate it. And I think we're gonna take a quick little break. When we come back, we're gonna look at a few of your modeling photos. I can't wait for that.
Perfect. I had to pee, so this is awesome timing.
Perfect time. All right, y'all stick around. You aren't gonna want to miss it. Boom.
Great. So fun.
And we're back. Thank you so much for sticking around. Alrighty, Puppy, thank you for staying here and not running off or whatever. Skip her. All right, love that. All right, so we're gonna be looking at two pictures today. We got the first one in front of us, and yeah, can you tell us a little bit about it? It's a very striking and very artsy image. I really enjoyed this. Yeah, can you tell us a bit about it?
So Colt Matheson did this photo. It's
Shout
for Shop Legs, Everly Legs. So she made these tights. We just kind of wanted to like get something out. So it's like a prism like filter that he has on his camera. We threw some pantyhose over it and kind of like muffled it up. It's my legs with my little tootsies.
Hey, yo.
Yeah.
Cool. Where was this taken at? Was that like one of y'all's houses?
Yeah, it was at his apartment, and he just has this couch. I was just hanging out, and he was like, hey, do you want to put these on and like do a shoot? And I was like, yeah. So we just did it, and it was really fun, you know. It's mostly my legs. I had a few in there of like my face and stuff, but they're not as cool as this one. This one's cool because it looks like, you know, spider legs or something.
No, yeah, that's what like it. I mean, you know, we were kind of like talking about Twilight earlier.
Yeah.
Like, you know, off camera, I was saying that it looks like it could be like a book cover or something. It's very striking and whatnot. So where does this image appear? Like, is it on? Because what's the brand?
Legs. It's on her Instagram, so it's just used to promote these tights, this like pattern of tights. As you can see, it's kind of like a dreamy pattern. It's like soft pastel tights, and so we did like a softer shoot. Yeah, it looks awesome. It looks so good. I love it.
Yeah, I really dig it too, and I'm glad you pointed out that they were tights because I was looking, I was like, who hurt you? Like, are those bruises? I'm like, oh no, they're not. Like, that's awesome.
A lot of people will say like sometimes that the tights look like bruises, but I think that sometimes that might be like what she's going for, like that Tumblr-esque, you know, like bruised legs. You know, if you've ever had a Tumblr, you've seen like the bruised legs photo shoot with like the grease splatter or whatever on the street. Yeah, so they're really cool. They're so comfortable. You can sleep in them. They're so soft.
Nice. Which I assume you're either sleeping or watching New Moon.
Yeah, straight up.
Nice. And so I want to ask about like, so you know, you're modeling for, yes, your friend, but also like their sort of brand, their company.
Yeah.
So I want to ask, like, do you? Well, again, I know it's your friend, so they're willing to help you out either. But like, do you gain anything from it? Like in addition to just modeling, and it's like, hey, we're gonna hook you up with these tights or whatever. Is it like that? And is that
sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. You know, obviously I just like love her stuff, and so it's just like an honor to even be a part of it because I think that she's just so cool, and like I love all of her like clothes that she makes. They're just awesome and like good quality, and so it's just fun for me. I really like it, you know.
Nice. And so your modeling has it sort of been based around like sort of. Is advertising the right word, or like displaying other people's like things? Is that sort of where it's been? Okay.
Yeah, because I love clothes. I just like absolutely love clothes. I love fashion. So it's just been fun to like, you know, put on the outfits and like do the little things. So I like showing people like cool stuff that I like, you know? Yeah,
I really love it. I forgot, when did you say this was taken?
This was taken earlier in the year, maybe like December, January.
Okay, cool. And you mentioned like There was like more than one setup. It wasn't like just this
yeah.
picture. There were a few others.
There were a few others. There were a bunch of other photos. A lot of them did revolve around, you know, like lounging. It was kind of like they wanted it to be like a natural shoot, you know, just kind of like lounging on the couch, hanging out, like very casual. So a lot of them are just like on the couch. They're positioned differently, like the camera is. Some of them have like more of my face, but you know, it's all centered around like, you know, the leggings, so.
Yeah. I want to show them off, and they're great leggings, very striking. Like now that I'm able to look at them, like they're just
so cute.
They're really cute.
My toes look super freaking weird though. They're like, it looks like paws.
Oh, man.
They're weird.
I really dig it. And so you said like Colt Matheson?
Colt Matheson.
Colt Matheson. So your boyfriend, right? Mm-hmm. Awesome. And so like I know you said you were just sort of lounging around, but like what was there any direction like as far as your like?
Yeah.
Because I know that's not really the fetal position, but I guess kind of. But you know, like was he directing like how you were positioning your legs? And can you talk about like what the process was?
He was kind of directing. Well, he told me like the idea that he wanted, and he would tell me like, oh, like kind of like lay down and move your leg like a little like this way, and then that would, you know, like one little movement will change the way your whole body looks.
Yeah.
You know? And it was just kind of that type of stuff, you know, and then he'd be like, oh, well, I'm gonna change the shot over here, like, and get this, so look this way, like, don't look this way, like, look that way.
Okay.
That kind of stuff, you know, point your head up, like, like that.
Nice. And is it pretty easy for you like to take direction? Like, do you like pick a and obviously like if it's, you know, your boyfriend, I assume y'all just have like that telekinetic like chemistry to where it's like you probably already like, oh, you're doing that, okay, so I assume you're gonna do this. And,
I mean, yeah, I take direction pretty well, I would say. I don't know what other people would say, but I think I do.
Okay, nice. Awesome. Well, absolutely lovely picture. It's very great. And yeah, just shout out to Colt Matheson.
Shout out Colt.
And to Legs, right?
Shout out Amberly Legs.
Amberly
Legs.
L.
It's LEGSSS, maybe 4 S's. Don't mark my words, but.
We'll verify.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, absolutely great image. I love it. Thank you for showing it to us.
Thanks for showing it.
Heck yeah. Well, and you ready to go to the next one?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, bet. Let's check out this next image from Puppie.
Ooh.
Woo, this one's awesome.
Oh my gosh, there she is.
Nice. All right, well, I feel like there's so much we can talk about. So do you want to break it down, like when this was taken, what the sort of idea was?
So this was taken for Legs again. She's releasing a swimwear line. So this was the bikini with I already had the matching tights, and then she's also making like cover-up skirts. Mm-hmm. So obviously this like pattern or I guess set is like the black hole set. So that's one that I love. I love black hole. And so I also had matching arm warmers. I don't know if you can see that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so we just did a little shoot with the swimwear. We went to Family Dollar. And we just busted in there and went to the party section and just like around at the Family Dollar. And like we went through like so many different like settings in there. They had this basket full of peanuts, so there are some pictures of me like crawling in the basket of peanuts.
Yo,
and, like,
that's amazing.
I felt kind of bad because I was like, I don't want to make these like people's lives harder, you know, like
the custodian just like
straight up. I was like, oh, I don't want them to be like, oh, my life sucks, you know, this bimbo's in the peanuts. But you know, they let me do my shoot in there for a long time before they said, girl, get out.
Nice.
But this was with the little dinosaur plushie. It was so fun.
Ooh.
I love like all the colors, and it was just so much fun to do this.
Yeah, I love it. And like so many kind of directions and questions I want to like take this. Directions I want to take this. So first, like you said, this was at a Family Dollar.
Yeah.
How did y'all go about setting it up? Like if you were involved in the process?
We just
like,
walked in. Like,
oh, really? Oh,
yeah, literally. Like we, the day before, they were like, do you want to do this shoot? I was like, yeah. And so I just showed up the next day and we just hopped in the car and we popped to the Family Dollar. I did a quick outfit change into this little outfit in the car, and then we went inside and we just took some photos. And
nice.
Nobody was there really except for like a couple of employees, and they were like, we don't give
Right,
really.
This isn't even the
They were
weirdest
like,
thing
just
that's
don't
happened
ruin
here.
anything. Yeah.
It's like, this is Family Dollar. Do you realize what goes on?
And like most of the stuff was just like totally broken down. As you can see, there's like boxes and everywhere. Like it was just like a crazy place. But there was lots of fun stuff to shoot with this like weird I don't even know what this is.
Yeah.
Like, it looks like, I don't even know. It's crazy. So, you know that little thing from Teletubbies? It's like the little vacuum guy?
Yeah.
It looks like that, kind of. But
We're gonna have a side-by-side comparison.
Yeah, I love doing this, though. There's, like, some because the shots are, like, so me, like, with the stuffed animals and, like, all the cute with, like, me, like, looking, like, all, like, scary.
So you said that was a dinosaur, right? It's not Elmo?
No, it's a dinosaur, but it does kind of look like Elmo. Yeah, there's more pictures where it looks more dinosaur-like, as you will see later when they're released, but this is pre-released,
Keep an eye out. Yeah.
This is not shown.
Conversations with Aaron exclusive.
Exclusive. Yeah,
Nice.
but it's so cute.
And I want to ask about, because this obviously just like shows so much like personality for you. Like, were you being directed the whole way, or were you coming up with, like, for example, was it your idea to grab this little like plushie and do it, or like, I don't know, because when I look at this, it looks like you're having a lot of, like, it's sort of as opposed, like they're capturing you doing your thing as opposed to being the other way around. Is there any veracity to that? Am I overthinking probably?
We saw the stuffed animals and we were like, those have to be in the shoot.
Yeah.
And I was like, it was kind of a executive decision.
Clever.
Like, we all want them to be a part. And so then they just handed me that, and I just did my own thing with it. Like, there's more shots of me like holding it above me, like kissing it at different angles, but you know, it was fun.
Nice.
This is all the stuff I love, so I liked that in this shoot specifically I was able to like show my personality a little bit more than like in others where it's just like, obviously you can't show a lot of personality with your little feetsies or whatever. You can do it the best you can, but you know, this is like way more me, so it was so fun.
Yeah, I really dig it. And are those the same glasses?
No, these are different glasses.
Different?
These
Okay.
are like goggles. These are like my bug glasses.
Oh, nice. Okay, I dig those and whatnot. And so, did you? Because I mean, you're having glasses, like, so, and you said like you found out like the day before. They're like, hey, you want to do this thing? You're like, all right, bet. So like, is there like a huge preparation that you go through or whatever? Like, do you make sure to like?
I did my fake tan roulette.
Nice.
And I just did my little makeup. I tried to not eat anything too like carby or heavy right before, just so I wouldn't look like super bloated in a bikini. I don't want to memorialize that. And so, yeah, that was pretty much it. You know, there wasn't much I needed to do. After that, we were doing it was a birthday party, so I was already getting ready for that anyway.
Okay,
so,
awesome.
You know, I just put on my little eyelashes and did my little hair, and
Nice.
I just did it. Yeah, it was so fun.
Yeah, it looks really fun. Great time or whatever. Great vision or whatever to do this or whatever, and being able to capture, because that's something I don't know, I have trouble. I don't really have like an eye for things or whatever, so I can't think of like how could I explore my personality, but like you are able to do it so seamlessly. It's like I feel like we could see that, and obviously I know it's for the brand too. It's not like you know, but like still, there's just so much to this, and I love it.
Well, you got to show yourself. People only want you to do photos for them if they like your personality.
Yeah.
You know, and like I guess they like my personality. So.
You're like, I guess so.
It was so fun.
Oh, good. Okay, great. And you mentioned, well, first off, you said there were only like a few employees, so it's not like it was like crazy busy at this time. But still, like, is it, you know, a little nerve-wracking at all the setup? Like, oh, like I wonder if people are gonna be looking weird, or are you kind of past that where you're just like whatever?
That. People look at me weird like all the time because obviously I am like kind of like I don't always look, you know, normal. I have like, you know, the crazy hair and like the nails and the super loud pants. And so people look at me weird anyways. It's been like that my whole life. So walking around in a Family Dollar in a bikini is not really a big deal to me.
Which again, you know, no disrespect, Family Dollar. It's saved me many times or whatever.
Yeah.
Like I need toilet paper, oh, Family Dollar. But you know, it's not the most abnorable thing, I think.
Yeah,
you know, it's
I was
like Walmart or
definitely seen some crazier stuff for sure.
Nice, dude. And so, so this is a part of like a sort of bigger series. You said there were more photos and whatnot. And were they all at this location, or was it sort of like, okay, we're gonna have this like sort of style or this presentation, but we're gonna do it at Family Dollar, this place, or was it strictly just all?
It was all at the Family Dollar, but different locations. And the Family Dollar, you'd be surprised how much weird stuff was set up. Like they had this whole like sunken in pit in there that was surrounded by like these multicolored neon traffic cones. I don't know why that was in there, but it was, and that looks like a completely different location. Like obviously it looks like you're in like, I don't even know, some weird place. And then we did some outside, we did some like in the carts, so, but it was all like at this location. That was the vision that, you know, they had, the vision The vision.
The vision, yeah. Okay, I love it. And what a great vision they had. And
Yeah, this rocks.
would I be right in assuming, like, was this shot on film? Do you happen to know?
Yeah, he shot it on just like a regular camera. It
Regular?
looks like it was shot on film. That's just kind of his style that he does. Is
Okay,
like, he
put
makes
like a
everything
grain.
like look really vintage. He does know how to shoot on film. And like when he was sending me these, he was like, "Oh, these look like I shot them on film. I wish I would have brought my like
Damn,
film
man,
camera."
he fooled me. Ooh,
Yeah, they
hook, line,
look
and
so
sinker,
cool
bro.
though.
Yeah, they really do. And so I want to ask, like, so once you have it done, and once you get like the stills or whatever, is it like, are you subconscious at all when you look at the pictures, or are you just like, yo, I look amazing? Like, is it like that, or is it sort of like, oh, that's how it came out? Oh,
Yeah.
toss aside. Oh, this one's good. Oh, this one not really. Like, how is
Yeah.
that for you?
I mean, some of them, obviously, like, you don't like every photo of yourself.
Yeah.
There are some that, like, I really don't like. Like, it's not that I don't like the picture, because I think, like, as, like, a picture in the whole, I think it looks good.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that I am so, like, hypercritical of myself. I'm like, oh, I wish I would have, like, angled my body like this, or I wish I get, like, self-conscious about my stomach and, like, my face, like, the way my face looks. I'm like, oh, why am I making that face?
No.
Or, like, why does my stomach look like that? Like, so, like, I do, like, get really, like, particular about that type of thing, but, not everybody sees that. So you just kind of have to let it go. It's like, well,
Yeah.
because like I think what they do is like they get all the photos, and then for this shoot what we did was we had all the photos set up. We went back to his place and we looked through all the photos and we flagged like all the ones that we liked.
It's like all of them.
There were so many photos. We flagged probably like maybe like 20.
20, nice.
And then he'll go back and he'll edit them, and then he'll send them all to like Amber Lee, who that's her brand, so she's going to make the executive choice of like which ones are
Yeah.
being shown. But yeah, I mean, some of them I hate, some of them I love, but the more you look at them, sometimes the more you hate them.
Yeah, no, I dig that.
But I think like I've definitely gotten better as like I've been shooting more, because you just learn as time goes on. The
Yeah.
more practice you have, the more pictures you hate, the more pictures you love in the long run.
Yeah. No, I love that you kind of said it, and it was sort of like an aha moment for me when you said that. People don't notice things that you notice or whatever, because we're all sort of hypercritical about ourselves. But you said a very key thing. It's like you just sort of have to let it go. Just lend yourself to the artist or whatever. Just be like, hey, it is what it is or whatever.
Yeah.
And I love that. I think that's something that's like so important, especially me, because I'm hypercritical about my body. Like, fun fact for all you conversations with Aaron viewers, but because what I do, I work out before this and I just starve myself. Like, I don't do anything, but then, like, I mean, once the show ends, I'll get, like, a banana or something.
Yeah.
But it's like, I need to look my best or whatever. And they're like,
What are
that's
you
your
doing?
best? Like, that's,
No, shut up.
But, yes, no, I dug that. Because, sometimes, that's something I guess it's resonating with me so much, because that's something I think I, like, barely recently kind of discovered myself. It's like, just let it go. Like, you're subconscious or whatever. People looking at me this way, it's like, just let it go. Chances are they don't care. Chances are you're not even relevant in their lives. So it's like,
Straight up, nobody cares like what you look like except for you, really.
Yeah.
And I've like always had like body issues. That's why I never wanted to like do modeling or anything, because I was like, I don't want to see those pictures, and like I have like a past with like eating disorders, so I was like, I don't want to see those pictures and then get triggered because like I don't think I look good or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think doing it has helped in like my healing process, because you just have to be like, that's my body, that's how I look, and I look good.
Yeah.
And if I have a little bit of a little pudgy little belly, like that's not a big deal, and it's not what you think, You're just exaggerating it. But yeah. I love it. I think that all of these turned out so good.
They
I'm
really
obsessed
did.
with them.
I really think you're just like your phone background, computer background. You got a poster of it.
Yeah, I love it.
That's really great. And just curious, how long? Like, what was how long did that?
It was fast. We were probably only there for like an hour.
Oh, okay.
Tops.
That's pretty. Is that like exceptional, or like meaning? Is it usually that pretty fast or whatever? Like in your experience?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that takes the longest is like the actual like editing of it all, and like the pre and the post of the shoot. But the actual shoots that I've done, I mean, I can't say for every shoot, but they're pretty fast, like fast-paced, especially when you're out in public like this. You kind of just want to not be a disturbance as much as you can, and so you're just like, oh my god, like let's just do these shoots, let's take these shots, and then let's get the out of here, you know?
Yeah, cool. And was it just all like what was available to y'all? Like, did y'all bring it? Like, in addition to the camera, obviously, like, did y'all have anything like?
I brought, I mean, some of the outfit, but yeah, all of it was just like found stuff. We just like went with the flow, you know, and just did it. There's so many good ones. I can't wait for everybody to see them. They're so cool.
Bro, I'm hyped or whatever. Well, alrighty, well, 2 amazing images or whatever, freaking great, and I'm so hyped to like see the rest of this thing. Where can we expect to see that, like on? I
would say within the next coming week.
Ooh. Oh, so maybe when this episode drops,
maybe when it drops, they'll already be released.
Okay, and then this will be dated, so all right, cool. And it'll be like on your Instagram or Amber Lee's or Colt Matheson.
It'll be on Legs. It'll be on my Instagram, and it'll be on Colt Matheson's Instagram as well. So if you find one of them, you'll find all of them.
Right, like just take your pick or whatever.
Yeah.
Alrighty, cool. Well, thank you so much, Puppie, you know, for showing these 2 pictures and, you know, letting us get to know about you. And so I think I'm pretty sure I asked this during the interview thing, but, you know, I usually like ending with it also. What's in store for you, like near future, far future, more modeling, you know, some more music, any other things that, you know, you're willing to share with us that we can expect from you? Because, right, she's like amazing or whatever, we want to follow you, so it's a great,
you're so silly. You can expect me to be posting on my Instagram. You can expect more silly stories, and you might even be able to expect me doing some hair in the future.
Oh my goodness.
So just keep an eye out for that.
Well, more about that, bro. Like, what hair, like doing hair, like
color, color and cut, girl. So just keep an eye out.
Damn, bro. We're gonna have you on again, dude. Like, that's great. All right, well, thank you so very much. I feel a lot closer. Well, I mean, hard not to, because
we're like best friends now.
Yeah, like literally didn't know you before this, it's like, obviously. But yeah, I feel a lot closer to you. I know the audience does, and well, I think that's going to conclude today's episode.
Awesome.
Any final words you'd like to get to the audience?
Thank you so much. This was so much fun.
Yeah, I'm glad.
Bestie. Yeah. Thank you. This was so awesome.
Yeah, of course. Thank you, man, for coming on. And well, folks, that's gonna be it for today's episode. Shout out to Puppie. Be sure to check out her work, and yeah. We'll see you guys next week. Take care. Bye.